Okay. In the spirit of like fulfilling all my old desires so that I like completely satisfy every inclination of my soul and spirit, right? Because like that's the idea. That's like how I actually like am done, like become done. So I talked a lot about like, oh, I'm gonna describe like my spiritual experiences and I'm gonna like tell you stuff about life and I don't know existence. Like it makes me so fucking tired. Like just to even try to talk about it, because it's like, how would I ever explain how I like navigated spiritual worlds? It could just like make your task and trials like all the more unreasonable because like you're pinning it on me. Because like you're using me as a baseline when it's like, no, you don't have to do that. Like it's much better just to go in blind. So I'm thinking like, don't read any fucking books. Don't read fucking Carl Jung. Just like go in blind, and like you'll get way better explanations than anyone else could have given you anyway. But just to get it out of my system, I'll tell you like two stories of like things that I encounter in the spirits. Like my soul goes lateral, and I'm like actually there. I'm actually performing. Like da da da. I'm fucking exhausted just talking about it. Okay. Like I after I say this, I never have to say it ever again, which is beautiful. Like maybe one day I will just like vanish. It was like Alicia's done. Like she's laid the foundations for the new world, and she's just done. Like she doesn't have to do anything anymore. Now she can just rest in eternity forever. I'm like, thank you. Maybe the true love that I've been waiting for is just that rest, and it's something that will never be in the physical. Maybe. I can't say honestly like which I prefer. Because like if it's gonna be here, I'm gonna be excited for it. If it's gonna be there, it's just gonna be there. I'm excited for that too. So like, okay, it was on an acid trip when I went to Korriban, and I was there with Master Kraxus and Deerbane, who were like my masters of Sith teaching at the time. Step out of the academy, it's like a big red landscape, beautiful place, beautiful planet. So when I first became like heart of the planet, then became a star, all that kind of stuff. That's why I think like the Gaia principle for me is like pretty strong. Um, so boring to talk about. Is it cool? Yeah, it's so boring. Um, so first thing, so basically you do like different tests to go through this. You navigate this sphere. The first is like, so it's like hard to breathe in that planet because like the atmosphere is difficult. So you have to like consciously, like, you have to breathe a very specific way to survive. And until it becomes a habit, which you have to be like really strong to do. Like you'll go crazy. Like people start going crazy because they can't breathe. So like and like if you're a Sith, you cannot use any breathing apparatus unless you take it from somebody. Like you have the strength to say like fuck off if somebody tells you not to. It's just how it works. That's how Sith works. It's great. So like one student was like going crazy at the bottom of the stairs off the academy, and he was like begging a teacher to like give him breathing apparatus or like kill him or something. And so like I killed him. So that was my first kill. And then I was gonna go down to this massive tomb, which is what you do on Korriban. And it's like grave robber. They let these people in. And these like looter was there, and he had like a breathing apparatus on, like a vibro sword or whatever. So he comes at me, we clash for a second, then I kill him, take his breathing apparatus. And then I kind of like this. I wasn't really conscious of it afterwards. I think it was just like a metaphor. I thought there was like a third person I killed. I'm not sure though. So then we go like in this massive. We were about to go like in this giant tomb. It's like pit, and there's like a platform that like goes down like that. So there's a bunch of like bats. I feel so badly for bats. They're like Shyraks, like the flying batty evil creatures. And I gotta kill some of them. And then you go and like there's like a light emanating from me as like we go deeper and deeper into the pit. And Master Kraxus and Deerbane like are not there anymore. And so these Master Kraxus and Deerbane were actually got them from skulls, like in Wenatchee National Park. There's a bunch of bones out there. So like there's these two skulls I used to have like on my altar. It was like a deer and a pig, I think. I think that was it. Like a cow or something, I'm not sure. And so like there's these giant like robe figures and a skull head. It looks like the cover of the Black, that Ask Alexandra album with Dennis Stoffman. It looks like that. Or like the fucking that one, the Magnus Bride, that one manga. That's kind of shit, honestly. I'm still waiting for like all the gender benders to be updated. Like they have not been. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. They have not been updated in a while. So anyway, get to the bottom and like it's like Moria. Like it's like flat, dark. It's like a bunch of pillars with writing on them and shit. And I hear like this roaring in the back. And I thought it was like a Tentarac, like the big monsters and shit. So like I roared louder. And then I was like, ooh, feeling the doom, and like I beat the roar. And so like out comes slithering, like I only see like the tail, it's like this giant Lamia. He comes up, like right in front of me, like trying to scare me with like these twin blades and shit. And I'm like, I was like, let's sit meditate together. I like disarmed them, like fucking Jaisa and the Sand Demon. And she's like, okay. And like the person was like, oh, you're beautiful, by the way. That's what I said. And I see it's like a third person and first person. It was great. And like second person, I guess. I don't fucking know. The creature like becomes me. And I remember like with Sid teaching, like don't kill what's useful. So I knew this thing would be useful. And it was me. It was like my shadow. And so like that form, the Lamia like played out in later mythologies of mine, like when I went to hell and shit like that, earning like my Undai form and all that stuff. So that was that story. So that like literally happened to me. Like I say like, yeah, that literally happened to me. It's no different than like me walking down the street. I was in a tomb and I met my own shadow. It was no different. Carl Jung's fucking wetting himself thinking of fucking pissing his pants. Anyway, I don't want to be rude, but like don't give a fuck about these thinkers. Like don't give a fuck about me as a thinker. Just think like, oh, Alicia did shit. I was like, yeah, I did shit. Now I got out of my system to say it. Not to say it no more, blah. So the other one was I was in hell. I wrote like short stories about this, and I actually like enjoy these short stories. I kind of wish I still had them. They were like probably the best work I've ever done. And like I like low key am sad about not having it, but I know it'll come back around if I needed to. The book I published on Amazon that got deleted because like I didn't verify my account and I didn't worship Bezos. I don't want to be stupid. The elder gods. Anyway. It's more fun than telling these stories. No, at the time, like this shit was so serious. At the time, this was like the coolest fucking shit in the world. Like I have no regrets. Like I'm not gonna like berate myself or anything. But like now it's like fucking goofy. Like it's a little goofy. But some people are like, holy shit, Alicia. Like, how do you do this? I'm like, you just do it. I don't have to tell you. Anyway, like I'm just like done telling these stories are fulfilled. I'm just like done telling them. It's like, why would you read the Old Testament again? It already happened. Like, I get vomiting all over myself. Anyway, word salad. So I was in hell again. Let's hope, the angel, and I had to like go free hatred from this prison and like reintegrate myself and like plead his case before the heavens. It was a big deal when this was going on. This was like a huge part of my story. So I get down there. And long story short, like there's a bunch of cages, like a whole row of like cages of people. And they're fairies in there because like it was more than the rebellion was more than just like angels saying no to God. It was a big fucking deal. Like many people across many dimensions, many creatures like agreed. Like about every god you could possibly think of agreed because pride. And it was like assertiveness of oneself, like asserting oneself upon the universe as like an independent thinking entity. This needed to happen. And like this is one thing I'm actually pretty fucking serious about. People misinterpret the rebellion like all the time, but like this is what needed to happen for anything to happen. So like fuck off for berating them. Like Iblis was a saint. Anyway, so like all the fairies are in the cage. I can see them like to this day. I can still remember like what it looked like. Like a little exhibit, like a Petco or something, which makes me sad. Anyway, So like there was a fairy queen underneath like the shade of this one tree, but it was like brutally hot and like they had no like real growing material to work with. Like imagine being a fairy and not being able to grow anything. Sad. And so what, like my best friend from the fairy realm was in there, Tanya Westerly, and to this day I can remember her. And she was in there, and like they were like rotated turns like under the shade of the tree, 'cause like the heat, there was like a heat lamp over them, and it like burned them all alive. It's crazy. It's like I wanted to free them from the prison because I was like giant, but I still remember like being a fairy with them, multiple realms and shit. And God's like, remove like the cloak from around your shoulders. You're stronger than you think you are. I did like there's like these golden like multicolored light tendrils, kind of like the angel wings from fucking Diablo. And I remember like yeah, it's like not shaming and not like making fun of myself. I'm just like I can't act it out. Like it's like fucking doing a Freemason ceremony. Kind of tightened up when I thought about that. Ugh. So like the beams of light go to like every cage and like breaks open the doors and like everyone rushes out. And like a third of them reintegrated back to God. A third of them like stayed like in hell to like act out their roles. And another third like went back to being fairies. Like my friend Tanya Westerly and the Fairy Queen like went back and I met them in real life. And that's so, but like the third that went back into God because his light was up there, who I think is my husband. And he's like, aren't you sad that like some of your friends like left and you'll no longer be with them again? Because like their souls like returned to Christ and like their personalities like are done because they wanted to like not exist anymore. And I'm like, no, like I don't want you to be lonely either. Like that's what they chose and that's what I'll let them do essentially. And God's like, sometimes I'm astounded by your kindness. I remember that explicitly. And so Tanya West, and that was a really beautiful moment, honestly, between us. Because at the time, like, I didn't know. At the time, I was just, like, waiting for my soulmate. And then later, I met Tanya Westerly in real life, and it's like I was calling out for her through the psychic. Like, Tanya Westerly, it's me, Holly Bramblebrook. That's my fairy name. And I remember, like, she walks to the back. And like through the psychic, she's like, "Who the fuck are you?" Like, there was like the most solid real life confirmation that the shit real. And so she walks up to me and like stares me in the eyes, and like we like play it off. But I was hoping to God that she would call me Holly. So like now it's not fair. Like if you call me Holly in like life, it's like Leafy. It's like calling me Alice. It's like, oh, you just know me from somewhere, which is still cool. But anyway, those are my stories. So real life, thanks.